Hello and welcome to the very first of our webcast series where we'll be exploring cloud accounting and everything Aussie small businesses need to know about it. We've got a couple of fantastic guests with us today to help us get through the ins and outs of why it's so important for small businesses to be embracing this sort of technology and also how they can make the most of it. Joining me first up is Chris Ridd, Managing Director of Xero Australia, and also with us today Malik Edwards of a fantastic small business, Mr. Burger. Guys, welcome. So Chris, make us feel comfortable about the security of the data and where does it all go?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I've been around the IT industry for many years, and I remember back in the mid to late 90s when all the banks were talking about internet banking, and a lot of people saying this is never going to take off, but we've gotten comfortable with internet banking as a way of doing banking. Reputable cloud providers like Xero use bank-grade security the same as what we use for internet banking. So the security and the investments that we make are vastly higher than any small business can make. If you think about many small business owners, they feel comfortable that I've got my data on a laptop, and because I've got physical access, it's somehow safe. The reality is that a lot of business owners will leave that laptop on the back seat of a car and can get stolen. People can break into the office and steal a server. They have to manage all of the security and all the other antivirus and things that go with having a safe environment. Leave it to a reputable provider that invests heavily into the security, making sure that it's always available, and that's where we provide huge value to small businesses.
So bank-grade security.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it's certainly, as you've been hearing, a different world out there, but not just in the way you do your accounts and organise your business. On the inside, it's just as important to keep up to speed with how the market is changing outside of your business. Customers these days have very different habits and behaviours to just a couple of years ago. Chris, tell us how customers are changing.
So I think more and more customers are online. So they expect, when they're dealing with businesses, to be able to engage with businesses that first of all have a website. We're still surprised to see many businesses that aren't online. They expect, even if you're physically located, that they're able to transact and do business with you online. Yeah. They have expectations in terms of being able to reach you, in ways that perhaps in the past haven't been available. Not just email, so social media. So it's the responsiveness through technology that I think has really changed. And also being able to react very quickly to changing circumstances. So, the use of technology to be able to change what you're doing in a business in a way that perhaps wasn't possible a number of years ago.
And all of that adds up to a different loyalty system and set of loyalty values from customers. They expect a higher level now, don't they?
Well, they do, and they're able to research online. So to be able to go online and look at social rankings and those sorts of things to determine, is this a product or service that I want to buy based on other people's experiences? So that's been a big shift, and a lot more research and information available online about your business and the products and services you sell. Okay,
so how is that thinking applied to your business, to Xero? Have you changed the business? Have you changed the product in response to your customers, which are small business?
So one of the things that we looked at, as I mentioned earlier, we didn't think about just getting into accounting software to create another accounting product. We actually thought very carefully about the workflow of small business. So if you go back to 2009, one of the things we introduced was bank feeds into accounting software. The reason we did that is we understood the first thing a business owner will do when they wake up in the morning is that they'll log into internet banking to see if they've been paid. Yep. So wouldn't it be great if we could bring bank transactions into the accounting software, so you can do a real-time view of cash flow or a bank reconciliation, and you can have a view of what your cash position is by 9:15 in the morning. And that's a huge advantage to small business. We know cash flow is king, so being able to have accounting provide that capability was really key. If you look at the way we've built other features into the product, it's all about that workflow. So for example, online invoicing, the ability to be able to send an online invoice rather than just a static document. Someone or the customer clicks on the link and you instantly know that they've actually received and read the invoice. Another big pain point of small business is, yes, I've received, or I've sent the invoice, but yes, I haven't received it. Well, you actually know. This is some of the advantages with cloud. The connectivity of that really starts to change the game in the way you can actually run your business.
Yep. And as Malik was saying before, you're out and about with events, people pay right then and there.
Exactly.
You don't need to send an invoice to say, hey, where's your credit card? Whip it through PayPal.
That's right. There's lots of payment options that are all online now. We've mentioned PayPal. There's others that plug in so that when you receive the invoice, you can click Pay Now on the invoice. And of course, for the business owner that can receive cash a lot quicker immediately, that's a huge advantage.
Great for tradies and those sorts
Tremendous
of businesses
for tradies,
too, aren't they? Yeah. Malik, what got you across the line with Xero? Did you research outside, or a bit like us, did you take the advice of your accountant? Because hopefully you can cut accounting fees.
We definitely took the advice, but the main thing for us that was so useful was Xero was part of a wider ecosystem. There was so many other fantastic things that it could bring to our business. And we weren't that interested in having a great accounting software, but the rest didn't flow. So what really worked well for us at Xero was it was part of a whole ecosystem of a fantastic point of sale integration, fantastic way that we could process payroll, and also the accounting package. And once you apply that to the other add-ons, it just got better and better for us.
Okay. Big illness. Was it easier or harder than you thought?
It was a lot easier, but it was a lot harder because we'd got used to doing things in a way that we shouldn't have to be doing them. When you started thinking about Xero, it made so much sense. Now, we had some stuff that we used to do, which was, maybe trying to put a square peg into a round hole. But as we started to use Xero more and more, we could do it the way we thought we wanted to do it, and that was the way it should be done.
Yeah. I must have made us think about some of the processes we were doing, and the complication was us changing to be more efficient.